Several months ago, many regions in eastern Afghanistan were completely devastated by recurring earthquakes. This catastrophe was among the most painful tragedies, one that suddenly changed the lives of thousands of families. When the earthquake struck, everything came to an end. Homes, mosques, and other structures collapsed and were reduced to rubble. Hundreds of people were martyred, thousands were injured, over 6,000 homes were destroyed, and the cries of the people of Kunar were lost among the towering mountains. A simple and peaceful way of life was suddenly brought to a halt. On August 31st, Steppe received news of this great disaster that very night, and on September 1st, Steppe's active team, accompanied by a number of volunteers, set out toward the affected areas to assess the situation firsthand. Identify the needs of the people and take immediate action to deliver emergency aid. When the Steppe team arrived, they saw a heartbreaking sight in the eyes of the people, a mixture of dust and tears. The dry mouths and trembling bodies of children, the dust-covered hands of mothers and sisters, and the blood and dirt-stained clothes of fathers and brothers painted a vivid picture of pain, grief, and helplessness. Everyone was waiting for a helping hand, anxious and distressed, overwhelmed by the loss of their homes, the martyrdom and injury of loved ones, and an uncertain future. Despite the long and difficult journey, the Steppe team set aside their fatigue and immediately began work. Their first responsibility was to dig graves for the martyrs of the earthquake, perform funeral prayers, and arrange burials. The people of the area were immersed in deep sorrow and helplessness. Steppe Afghanistan executives and volunteers listened carefully to their stories and recorded their needs with precision. Let's see and hear all of this up close.
دا په کم یا لسکم 12 بجې وي زه چې په ځان پیښ شوم خو کور په ما ټول لاولېدلی دا کې خاوره په بشونو کې ډوبم خو ځان مې را خلاص کړ بیا مې کور والا راویسته را زما بل رکوټ یې زوی هغه مې ایسارو هغه مې راویسته چې هغه مې راویسته چې بېرته کښته شو نو دغه اووه کسان هم راویستل ما د وراره مې او دا اته کسان چې وو دا د خاورو او د تیږو د لاندې وو نو دغسې واقع دا اته کسان زما د کور شهیدان شوي دي قدم موسسې نه هم دا غوښتنه ده چې موږ سره مرسته وکړي کورونه هماغسې شو نو وروره اوس خو چې زه تاسو ته ووایم نو هر چیز ته زموږ ضرورت دی او کور م دغه د لاندې د وړو ته ضرورت دی سرپناه ته ضرورت دی
د هغې نه بغیر زموږ خیمې ته ضرورت دی کمبلې ته ضرورت دی توشک ته ضرورت دی چای پیالې ته ضرورت دی چاجوز تبۍ ته د کور سامان چې سامان یې دې ته ضرورت دی چې خیمه کې اوسېږي هم چې خوراک ته پر اوسې ته ضرورت پیدا کېږي چې دغه شیان د تبۍ ته ضرورت دی چاجوز ته پیالې ته چانک ته چای ته میوې ته د غاړې جامې ته ښځو څپړکې نشته غواړ
د شپې مې دا شیونه چې دی په ځان راواچوله باران و دا مړي باران ته ایښي وو نو دغه نه تکلیف الله تعالی موږ باندې راوستی دی نو الله راوستی دی که نه او دغه قدم سینه موږ دا غوښتنه لرو چې موږ چې دی اوس د په تند سوری نشته سوری چې موږ ته سر پناه کړو او د ډوډۍ د مثال د اوبو کوم پولیګرام زموږ نشته د دې برتنې مرتنې خو هر څه ډوب شوي دي که نه
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم دغه چې دی دلته د قدم مؤسسې والا راغلی دی د دې نه زموږ دا غوښتنه ده چې موږ ته په اول قدم کې د سر سوري تنظیم وکړي او په دویم قدم کې دا خبره ده چې قدم خبره ده ډوډۍ ده د اوبو ده یو دا ډوډۍ او دغه چې خوړکي یو لکه تبۍ او نغرۍ او برتنې او لوښي مخې سامان دا شیان نشته دی بسترې مسترې هغه شیان هم لګېږي نو دا د کور چې کوم یو شی دی دلته په دې تنګي کې د هېچا په کور کې هېڅ شی هم نه دي پاتې د کور چې کوم ضرورت دي که نه دا هېڅ شی هم د چا نه دي پاتې نو سرپناهي چې دا خو کوټه خو به په څه وخت کې جوړېږي خو اول چې موږ له دې خیمې راکړي ترپالونه راکړي چې ټاټونه لاندې ته مال وتړو او د ماشومانان ته لاندې واچو نو بیا به وروسته څه کېږي او د الله تعالی امر دی څه به کېږي خو اوس چې دی اوس موږ د دې نه دا غوښتنه چې زموږ له سرپناهي وکړي ما یخني ده یا بارانونه دي او ماشومانان دي زخمیان شوي ماشومانان دي نو دا
First and foremost, Steppe carefully identified and prioritized the most urgent needs of the affected communities. The process of transporting food supplies and emergency aid from the city of Jalalabad started. Delivery of emergency food assistance. Priority was given to the delivery of emergency food assistance based on critical need. Food packages were prepared for 180 families and distributed immediately. Distribution of freshly cooked hot meals. After this, freshly cooked and nutritious hot meals were identified as the most pressing need. Alhamdulillah, STEP was able to establish a temporary kitchen in the Delagal Valley area of Sokai district. From this kitchen, freshly cooked hot meals, including rice, vegetables, bread, water, and 2 apples were distributed daily for 8 consecutive days to 680 affected individuals in an organized manner. With every aid package delivered by STEP, hope was rekindled in each family. The voices of the people were soft, yet filled with reassurance and gratitude. Distribution of ready-made clothing, emergency release, and immediate impact. As part of its urgent humanitarian response, STEP implemented a vital and effective ready-made clothing distribution project to meet the immediate and life-saving needs of families affected by the earthquake in Kunar province. This assistance was carried out specifically in the areas of Mazar Dara and Dewa Galdara, regions where communities were facing severe hardships, including the loss of shelter and an acute shortage of clothing due to the disaster. Through this impact, the challenges caused by harsh weather conditions and the lack of basic daily necessities were reduced to a significant extent. A total of 1,750 sets of ready-made clothing for men and women were distributed to deserving families, helping restore dignity, provide warmth, and ensure a sense of safety for those affected. This support was not only addressed an urgent clothing need, but also brought hope and reassurance to the hearts of earthquake-affected families, reminding them that they are not alone. This initiative reflects STEP's strong commitment, standing with communities during times of crises and taking immediate, meaningful action to help restore normalcy to their lives. Building new homes. For the families of the martyrs and the severely injured, it was the most painful moment to witness their homes built through years of hard work reduced to rubble in an instant. These heartbreaking circumstances compelled STEP to go beyond emergency relief and begin a long-term journey of reconstruction and rehabilitation, aimed at providing fundamental support toward empowerment and self-reliance for affected families. Although this process was not without challenges, STEP intensified its efforts. Through continuous work and official procedures, Alhamdulillah, permission was granted to construct 10 homes and 1 local mosque. Planning was completed swiftly, and construction is currently underway with quality and standard practices. Insha'Allah, these projects will be completed soon, providing displaced and vulnerable families with a safe and dignified place to live. Inauguration of housing construction in Kunar. November 24th, 2025. STEP had been prepared for this project well in advance. Following consultations with relevant authorities and organizations, and in accordance with official procedures and project standards, the inauguration of 10 homes and 1 local mosque was successfully conducted at an appropriate time. This construction project is being implemented in the Gandashal and Satarwal villages of Mazar Dara, Kunar province, 5 homes and 1 mosque in Gandashal village, and 5 homes in Satarwal village here too. The lifelong efforts of residents had been destroyed in just a few moments. According to the approved design, each home includes 2 rooms, a kitchen, a bathroom, and a porch, constructed with durable, high-quality standards to ensure long-term safety and comfort. Inauguration ceremony. The inauguration ceremony was attended by many villagers, community members, and government officials. The event began with the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran.
فلا صدق ولا صلى ولكن كذب وتولى.
Among the attendees were the head of the Council of Ulama, the chairman of the Aid Committee, STEP County Director, the Director of Housing and Urban Development, the District Chief of Nurgal, along with the officials and community members. After expressing their condolences, each speaker praised the significant initiative by STEP and encouraged its leadership to continue their work. The people of Kunar were also urged to stand shoulder to shoulder with STEP and serve their community with sincerity and dedication.
موږ ډیره مننه کوو موس خیره موسینا چې نورم قدمونه واخلي په یو قدم باندې کفاونه شي.
With your support, STEP, guided by a mission of empowerment and self-reliance, is committed to taking meaningful, concrete steps to uplift the needy and the vulnerable.